Hi, it's Brian from Bluegrass Exotics, and today we're going to have a look at our first clutch of 2020. The pairing was a pastel to a female vanilla. She laid 13 eggs for us. Big girl, big clutch, big healthy babies. Totally happy with them. We're going to check some of them out. Alright, so this little guy is a normal. He is from our first clutch of 2020, and the mother that produced him is a vanilla. I feel like there's something polygenic going on in her. She tends to produce very reduced pattern. All of her babies are very reduced pattern. Even the normals are pretty much absent of keyholes and alien eyes. This one still has kind of the good old-fashioned alien head design to the side of him. A lot of the vanillas she produces do not, but this guy does have the shape of the alien heads, but they are absent of alien eyes or keyholes. Nonetheless, this little guy just is a normal, and he's got a nice rich head to him and some pretty good coloration. So let's take a look at this guy against a vanilla. Alright, so let's bring the first baby back in. This is the little normal we were just looking at. Let's get him calmed down. And then I'm going to bring in the vanilla right next to him. And you can see he's a little bit lighter in overall tone. The biggest difference is the head. So this is a great shot where you can see that the normal on the left has a nice dark rich head. The vanilla on the right has a blushed out head. They have a really distinct head stamp. So I'm really glad that these two are sitting still for us right now. This is a great shot. So just like the normal has some weird color, some weird pattern to him, the vanillas that this female produces tend to have an even more extreme version of being genetically reduced, having very strange wonky pattern to them. Alright, so let's have a look at this vanilla on its own. As you can see, it's got a really defined head stamp, very blushed out. It's got a really nice contrast between the lights and the darks. There's not a whole lot of gradient on the sides here. They tend to be very monochrome where the light sections of their body are. But the darks stay real dark. You will see some blushing in the vanilla sometimes, but it's not always there. The contrast is a better indicator of vanilla. So you can see with this guy, our line of vanilla tends to produce extra wacky patterns. So I said earlier, I feel like there's something polygenic in the female that produces it. It tends to present itself in even greater extremes when the vanilla gene is passed along. So you can see, like on this guy, all semblance of the alien heads is completely jacked up, absent of the keyholes or alien eyes entirely. It's not quite as aberrant as a Woma pattern, but there's definitely something that messes with the pattern. I'm really in love with the line of vanilla we're working here, and we've got some big plans for it in future projects. This little guy is a pastel, and as you can see, he is overall even lighter than the vanilla. In fact, by quite a bit. The camera probably doesn't pick it up quite so well, but if I put this vanilla that was even lighter than the normal on top of the pastel, you can tell the pastel is still much lighter, has a more orange color to them, has some orange down here by the belly, but overall the snake is a very yellow snake when compared to the vanilla, which is much more of a gold snake or a nice tan snake. You can see there's some nice blushing on the head. There is a little bit of blushing throughout the dorsal here. Single gene pastel. Not a bad little snake. Alright, let's bring this little pastel in, and then let's lay next to him the vanilla pastel. So even lighter still. This is a very yellow snake, and as you can see on the head is very blushed out. The head looks like a super pastel when you put the vanilla gene with the pastel gene. Produces a very, very blushed out head. But you'll notice that in the dorsal and along the sides, there really doesn't have, the snake really doesn't have the blushing that a super pastel would have. Let's get the pastel out of there so we can have a nice look at this guy. Really nice snake. The colors do not pop quite as much as a firefly would, but this is essentially a firefly. The fire and vanilla gene are very, very similar. Their super forms do a little bit different things to the snake, but they are allelic. So this is essentially the vanilla version of a firefly. And the colors on this one are pretty amazing. Very, very happy with the way this one turned out. We ended up with 3 of these. I believe our count for this clutch was 13 eggs. The count was 5 normals, 3 vanillas, 2 single gene pastel, and 3 vanilla pastels. So we got a lot of normals, but we are also really happy to have hit the vanilla pastel 3 different times. Have not sexed any of them yet. We do not know who's a male, who's a female. We're not sure if we're holding any of these back or not. We might. We're really happy with how this clutch turned out. I don't think we're going to repeat this pairing again next year. I think we've got some plans to breed the vanilla line that we're working with back into the mother that brought it into our collection to begin with. But we're really happy with this clutch, and thanks for watching. Alright, so that was it. That was our first clutch from the 2020 season. Very excited about it. Lots more to come. We've got a whole rack full of girls left to go, and looking forward to posting some more videos. Thanks for watching.